Okay, guys, so why is autism and sex a taboo thing to think about, right? And a couple of months ago, actually, about a year or so ago, I did a conference. It was autism or neurodiversity and relationships and sex. It was really interesting, but I wanted to talk about it here right now because we're seeing a lot of influx in this type of area to question these types of taboos with shows like Love on the Spectrum and Down for Love and other types of things. So let's get into it right now. What's going on, guys? My name is Dan. I have autism and ADHD, and I make weekly videos like this. So if you're new around here and you want to learn more, remember to hit the subscribe button by clicking the notification bell down below. Okay, so I know that most of you guys watching out there are women, right? And so I just wanted to let you in on something awesome. There's a giveaway that Balessa and I are doing, and literally everybody who signs up to my giveaway with Balessa will get a free vibrator. Now the taboo parts are out of the way. Basically, you all know Balessa, right? They're the #1 sexual wellness toys and company for sexual wellness, and they create toys and all kinds of stuff. Now, I'm going to show you why I think this is important for autistic individuals who are wanting to buy some toys, right? Okay, so here are the 3 first products that I'm going to show you guys. There's also something kind of cool over here I'm going to show you guys, but obviously I don't use these. But now, this is the Whisper Bullet. This one is the Whisper Rabbit, and this is a Whisper Vibe. Now, why is this important? Why is this important for autism? Well, look, we all have needs, wants, and desires, and we all also need to keep our sexual health well. Now, this is the world's first silent vibrator line. This is why they're called the Whisper Vibe. This is amazing. Okay, so I'm going to get them out of the packet and show you guys, and you literally can't hear anything, right? So this is the rabbit one, right? So we'll just take this out so you can have a listen. Listen to this, okay? I'll put it next to the microphone. So I'll turn it on, and you can barely hear, dude, you can barely hear that. This thing is on. You can barely hear it. Why is this important for autistic people? Autistic women may actually have sensory aversions and not able to use toys because the toys make so much noise, which is so interesting. These pack a serious punch by all accounts from people who have tried these out, and they sent me this to give them a giveaway because I know most of my audience are women. So I thought, hey, why don't we give back to the community in a way which is going to be fun and sensory pleasing for you guys. Now, okay, the toys are luxurious. At the end of the day, they've made a really good line of well-packaged stimulation toys here. They're waterproof, they're vibrating, waterproof, rechargeable with USBs, which is pretty amazing. And they come in the pack with USBs. And also, there are like 5 speeds with ones. Like the bullet one, there's different like pressure bits to put in, so you can change the speed or change what it does a little bit, but no one can hear it, and it's kind of cool because you're gonna love it. You can do whatever you want to do in your own time. But what's cool about that is why I'm hooking up, so everyone who signs up wins a free vibe or a free rose suction cup. Now this is the rose suction. This is really interesting. Now the rose suction toy is the #1 viral TikTok toy that's taken the world by storm, actually, and there's so many videos on it, right? So it's an iconic sexual stimulation toy, but you can charge it up on this cute little USB charger port here. Now, all you need to do is go down to the link in my description and look for the link and then sign up. Grab your free vibe in the link down below right now. Your Whisper toy will stay silent, but the question is, can you? I love this idea. I love promoting sexual health, and women deserve to have some fun. So if you're interested, go to the link in my bio right now down below and get your hands on these products. All you need to do is fill a form, enter the giveaway, and you'll get one of these awesome gadgets. Okay, guys, let's get on with the video. Okay, guys, autism and sex. Why is it such a taboo? Why do people not want to talk about it? I think it comes from the fact that autism is a spectrum, right? So it has levels. You've got like somebody who can maybe, can't go to the bathroom on their own, to somebody who can go out, get a job, and do grocery shopping on their own. And there's people everywhere in between. Now, why is it that sex is taboo? Well, the first thing is, sex is always taboo. And the word taboo, guys, means something that is typically not spoken about because of maybe a conservative idea. A conservative being like ooh, if we don't talk about that, it's a bit rude or crude, right? So taboo means that. And sometimes we talk about things being taboo when actually, in fact, they're not taboo. But when we think about autism and sex, we instantly think disability and sex, or disabled people and sex. And we don't want to always think about that. Why? I think for a few reasons. One, it makes people really awkward to think about disabled people actually having, loving relationships and making love. When we're all human, a binary process, the reason we're here is to procreate, to carry on the lineage of our DNA and our survival of the group, right? So we all have to have sex to create offspring, and the offspring, we all came from a product of sex. And I feel like a lot of people don't want to talk about it because they feel like it's crass or it's crude or it's like, it's a bit weird because sex is normalized in every other culture. I mean, we see it on TV, we hear it on the radio, we read it in magazines. There's a whole industry about this. And that's fine. But when you encroach on the idea of autistic individuals having sex or wanting to have sex, it becomes an ethical kind of moral, ignorance. And so when we look at shows like Love on the Spectrum, and lots of my friends are on the show, by the way, so big shout out to all my friends on Love on the Spectrum, Australia and USA, what we find is that it's all fun and games. They're dating and everyone's having a laugh. And then whereas it gets more serious, like these people may want to date longer, or they're talking about having children, or if they're talking about making love, or if they're even just making out, it becomes a thing. People kind of get, the viewership drops. And the talk of it is all about that. It's about how that person interacted with the idea of sex or sexual health or sexual relationships. And what's weird about it to me is like, why is that any different? I don't see anybody else talking about, oh, how weird is it that they're talking about sex on any other show? If you watch any other reality show, I mean, heck, guys, there's reality shows, Love Island, Too Hot to Handle. These Netflix shows are built specifically to encourage people to get intimate and potentially have sex. But when it becomes a reality show that involves people on the autism spectrum, it becomes a bit weird, right? But why is that? And I think a lot of it comes from the fact that we don't talk about it enough. We're not there yet as a society, as a whole, as the group. We don't talk about it. But why? I don't know. And I think that we should encourage the conversation. I think talking about sex is a healthy adult thing to do, obviously. I mean, if you're younger than the legal age of intercourse, then obviously those conversations need to happen, with professionals to understand what is your future like for that type of stuff. Like your guidance counselors or teachers or sexual education classes. But then once you're an adult of legal age, then it's those explorative times and you'll understand those things. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? As long as it's all legal and everyone's, happy and consensual, it's okay. Now, when we think about it as well, we also think that sometimes people may take advantage of disabled people in terms of sex. And although this can happen and people are disgusting and those things can happen and people can be victims of those things, they're not the most of the idea of sex and autism or idea of sex and disabilities. That's not what happens the most. What happens the most is you have disabled people marrying other people, getting together and having a good time. Now, I want to know what your thoughts are on it. Do you believe that there's too much taboo around it, or do you think that it's okay? Do you think that people understand about autism and sex and think that it's okay? I'd like to know. Drop me a comment down below. Let's open the discussion and give this video a thumbs up if you'd like to see more videos like this one.